All right, this is the Renaissance Exchange. Today we have an amazing entrepreneur, environmentalist, Jodi. Please share with the people who you are.
Okay, so I'm Jodi, and I am the CEO and founder and environmentalist, and just the owner of Noieory. Noieory stands for No IE or Y, which basically this backstory behind that is that at Starbucks, everyone puts an IE or Y when they spell my name Jodi, and there's no IE or Y, it's just an I. So no IE or Y, Noieory, and here
Wow,
I am. Thanks for
that's
having me.
it's all my pleasure. That's super witty, super witty.
It was random too. Like it was so random. Walking out the door, and I was like, "Mom, what do you think of no?" She's like, "What's that mean?" And I explained it to her, and she was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I
Yeah.
like wordplay. Like wordplay is fun for me. So
Oh, I'm always about the wordplay as a writer. That's what I do for sure. And I got bars. You got bars?
I don't think I have bars. Like I'm real subtle. I don't think I have bars personally, but I got little subtle tweets here and there. Little slick,
Okay,
little.
that's what's up. So where are you from? And what was your upbringing like?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
My gang, yeah, from the Flossy.
Okay.
um, my upbringing was interesting. It was fun. Like I had fun as a kid. My mom made me do everything that I didn't want to do. She was really big on me being a well-rounded kid. So I did karate and soccer and camp and sleepaway camp and all different types of things until I think I found my niche, which then led me to like environmental things. Growing up, I did like goes to summer camp and away camp in the Adirondacks, do horseback riding and all types of yeah. I went to horseback riding camp for like 2 weeks. So
Wow.
which I kind of want to ride now. I wish I rode horses now. That was one of my goals. I was like, if COVID goes away, I'm gonna like start taking lessons
Wow.
this
I mean,
year.
go for it.
I would
Yeah,
like,
that's
legitimately like ride horses, but yeah, it was like seven upstate with some random kids learning how to ride horses and just
wow.
doing stuff. And
That's
then
super dope.
yeah, eventually, what did I do? Eventually, I would do like internships at the New York Aquarium. We built a koi exhibit, but then it got destroyed from Hurricane Sandy.
Uh,
Yeah, it was like maybe a bunch of 12, 13 year olds building, like, researching and building a koi exhibit. We did some research on coral bleaching. I did Girl Scouts. I think a lot of that because Girl Scouts makes you really business savvy, like the way we did it.
hmm
Lots of camping, Girl Scouts, lots of just different things. They throw you in so many different things that I feel like that kind of helped me find what I liked versus if I wasn't thrown into all these different things, I probably wouldn't be in like the environmental track that I'm in. But I've always stuck with it, and I don't know. My childhood was pretty fun. I had lots of fun.
That is profound. And that's so non-traditional, just a lot of black people unfortunately are confined to just their neighborhoods and stuff. They're
Yeah,
not exploring the outdoors or
and it
anything
wasn't
like
like
that.
yeah, and it wasn't like we could like afford it.
Hmm
Like my mom was very like, "Oh, it's free museum day. You're going to the museum." Like
Wow.
whether free zoo day, we're going to the zoo. Like free
Yeah.
this, we're going, and she'd save up for me to go to camp. So it wasn't like things that like we could afford. It was just like, no, I want you to like have options and like chances. And I
Yeah.
think what happens is that either parents don't have the resources or they don't know of the resources or don't make the effort to find the resources. But I feel like
Hmm.
the resources are always there.
Wow.
It's just
Kudos to
finding
mom.
literally kudos to I always like give her credit. I'm like, yo, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Cause she just let me be me. Like I was like 7 thinking that I was gonna be like the next crocodile hunter. And she's like, all right, we're gonna go buy books on crocodiles and alligators. Let's go to Barnes and Noble. I
Wow.
kid you not.
That's
Like
beautiful.
I was like obsessed with dogs. They got me over there. I have a dog encyclopedia. Like
A
whatever I was
dog.
interested in. Yeah, it's about literally about dogs. I'll bring it over here. Because I wanted one. She was like, we're not gonna buy you a dog. Learn about the dog.
Wow. What's your
But that's how
favorite
she
dog?
I personally love pit bulls. I want a
Pitbull.
pit bull. I want a black lab. I thought I wanted a husky until I met a couple of huskies, and I don't want a husky. They're very like they have almost like they're human like, almost too human like that. I'm just like
Mm,
I don't want a husky. They're very
interesting.
demanding. They talk back to you. They're very energetic. They're just a lot, and you almost have to have two of them, like two huskies. And I'm like, nah, no. So now
Mm,
I'm like on like Frenchies and bulldogs, but I like big dogs. I hate small dogs. They're
yeah.
just
I had all of the above. Well, at my grandmother's house, I had a Chihuahua, golden retriever. Those are the only two I can remember. Right now, what is that dog? It's a beautiful small little dog. I love the energy. I don't remember what type of dog it is, but what I want, and I'm not gonna settle for anything else, is an
mhm.
Airedale Terrier. Airedale Terrier. So look that up. Air.
Encyclopedia. Right
Airedale.
It's
I think it's Airedale.
let's go to the terrier section.
It's so smart, beautiful. They got a
Aw.
bed. Yep, that's it. That's that Airedale Terrier.
Let's
I'm,
see.
I'm not settling for anything else.
They come from England. They are guard police dogs. They were used for hunting badgers and otters and birds and retrieving. Oh, they're cute.
Hmm.
They're very cute. They're not that friendly towards other dogs, apparently.
That's gonna be tough. But at the same time, no, because I'm not really gonna go to dog parks or anything. That's not really my vibe. But I don't know yet.
And they're really playful,
That's important.
and they have lots of energy. So good luck.
Oh, yep, that's me all the way. Only thing though that is gonna be interesting, or why I'm even attracted to that dog, um, is birds. Like I love birds. Like birds are my thing. I'm extremely in tune with the different bird sounds. Like I study it, um, and
You would have loved my class.
say that again.
You would have loved my ornithology class when I was in school.
Mm, ornithology. I wish I was into that. In college, I wasn't studious at all. It was just strictly basketball. I started to pick up um in terms of education wise, and like that semester that I didn't play basketball because all my friends left and it was just me. I was isolated. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start doing my work. I wasn't
Hmm.
a student that was incapable. It's just
Yeah,
um
that was
I,
me.
hmm
It's not that I can't do it. It's just that I don't want to.
yeah, for sure.
I was
But your upbringing is extremely interesting though, because being exposed to all of those different environments, you're
mhm.
constantly learning through play. You're learning through
Yeah,
nature. Yeah, and that's
why
the
like
best.
school is like I personally don't do well testing. Like I will know like I'll know everything and then the test is in front of me and I get like tested anxiety and
Mm,
everything goes blank. But it's not
yeah,
that I don't know it. I just don't do well in like a format like that. Like that's just
yeah,
not how I best execute. So
yeah. I'm like that as well. What would you say your personality is like? Like, would you say you're more introverted, extroverted, combination of both?
I'm extremely introverted. Like
Mm.
I'm extremely introverted to the point that even with my own friends, like if I hang out with you for like 2 days straight, I don't want to see you for like 2 weeks after that. Like I love being alone. I don't know if it's like a childhood trauma thing. I don't know. Lately I've been like diving into childhood traumas, but I
Mm,
don't know if it's like a trauma thing or what, but I personally just like thrive being alone. I almost
mm,
get energetically tired being around people. I feel like people tend to be like energy suckers in a way. And people are always like, "Oh my god, like I love your energy. I love your energy." And like when people tell me that, it's like I roll my eyes. I'm like, "Oh my god, here you go," because you're just gonna like leech. You're
mm.
just gonna like leech and like I don't know. It's just weird. So I like to be around people, but it's limited. it's like I have a little like legitimate social battery. Once that dies, I have to go home. I can be in a bar, I can be anywhere. Once my social battery dies, I'm like, I'm gonna see y'all. Bye. I'm going home.
Mm.
And my friends know not to take it personal. That's just me. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Jodi, fine. Like, she's done. She's had it. Thankfully, godless, she came out. But like, because I don't go anywhere. But
Yeah.
I'm very introverted. Like, I'm extremely introverted. And even with like spouses and stuff, like I'm not gonna like press for you to like stay home, but like if you are home, like go do your thing in that room and let me do my thing in this room. But like don't be
Absolutely.
like 24/7.
Nah, you're right. You're totally right. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean, for
I love
sure.
my space. I just
Mm.
like being alone.
So on that note, what's some things you like to do for fun?
For fun, what do I do for fun? My friends and I will go hiking. We will go like paddleboarding or something.
That's dope.
Um, or we'll just like hang out. Um, what do I do for fun? I don't. That's a hard question. I'm thinking, especially with
Mm.
COVID. I'm like, what did I used to do before COVID? Um, I like to read, like
A big
reading
one.
from. Um, I like to just go outside. I'll just go for a walk,
Yeah.
like by myself, and just like look at things and go to the beach. I like to swim. Swimming
Mm.
is fun for me.
Mm. Okay.
Um, Pretty much anything outside, anything that's
Yeah.
like just chill that doesn't require like too much is fun for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. So I seen a lot of your pictures. I'm not sure if you took them or or what it is, but I see a lot of moon pictures.
Yes, I take
And
them. I like
so
steak pictures
you like photography, okay? What
too.
what type of camera is that?
I think it's a Canon.
Okay.
Honestly, so I'm one of those people where like I like when it comes to like the technical stuff of cameras, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm
Mm.
doing. I just do.
You just do it.
Like and I regret not getting a minor in photography when I was in school, but
Mm.
I do. So I'd never call myself a photographer. I say I like taking photos. It's a hobby, but I
Yeah.
don't know technicals. I just do. I have a couple of cameras. I have a couple of film cameras and then two digitals, and I just shoot away and play
Uh,
around and until I find something that I like, and then just shoot.
yeah, artist. That's what a pure artist would do. That's dope. That's dope. Cause I've been watching like the progression of your moon pictures, and it's so close up, but so so what's the word? It's so detailed. Like I can see
Like the
how
crater and
yeah.
everything.
So
Um,
what it
Honestly,
has
I
to
just do I do zoom and then I think I use F1 setting, which I don't know what that does, but
mm,
it's the setting for that photo. And then I do either I think dusk and sunset setting
mm,
or like night landscape, and that's pretty much it.
yeah,
And
that's
I,
definitely a high
and then
quality camera.
I just hope for a really steady arm and just try to get a good shot and just zoom
Yeah,
away.
for sure. I won't even. So as you were saying that, I was going through the actual terms of some of them, like the ISO speed and stuff like shutter speed, all of that, because I've been diving into it. But we're not even gonna go there because you
I
said you
told
don't.
That's one of the things I said too. I was like, maybe I'll get one of those like photography for dummies book and like actually learn the technical thing, how to use my camera and like how to like
Hmm.
just to like I know what I'm doing besides just doing because I literally like, when people ask, oh, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know, I just did it. Like just did it.
Yeah, and it comes out beautiful every time. As I was telling you before we started recording, like I love the pictures that you take because you're able to capture different shadows and you create this certain type of aesthetic in every single photo. It's real Cali like, but also it shows like some form of spirituality and alignment with nature, even if you're inside. I mean, a lot of your pictures are plants or your interior design, stuff like that. But I really like lock into those things
Yeah.
and attracted to it and stuff. And I'm able to get a glimpse of who you are just by the stuff you
Yeah.
take.
I got my first camera at like 8,
Mm.
and it was just like a, I don't even know what kind of camera it was. I just remember it was blue, and it was like one of those like the digital cameras. And like for me, it's just I've always said I'm not creative. I don't know why. I've always said I'm not creative. I just have a creative eye. So I just like see things. I'll see it like I'm looking over it and I'll see things. I'm like, oh, that lighting is good and whatever. And like in my head, I'm like, oh, that's picturesque and that's picture worthy, and I'll just take a picture
Uh,
just because
uh,
in my head I'm like, oh, that's pretty. Versus I'll see something, and even if it's art, like I'll see something like, oh, that's cool, and I'll see X, Y, and Z, and I'll show it to
mhm.
my friend, and they're like, oh, that's just mud, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's cool. It's like this. They're
uh,
like, no, like I don't see that. So
so you're a raw professional photographer. That's your new title. Raw professional photographer.
I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn one day so I can actually hold the photographer title. I feel like
Okay,
everyone these days calls himself a photographer because of
that's true.
phones that make things so, iPhones and Instagram have made things so instant that I feel like it's lost its art, which is
Mm.
why I really like film. So normally I walk around with like a disposable camera in my backpack because I really like film. I think film is cool because you get what you get and there's
Yep.
no other chance, and you just have to deal with what you get versus like Instagram and everything else have made things so instant and digital, and like you can edit everything and edit bodies and faces, and it's just weird. It's just weird to me.
Wow.
Mm.
It's gonna be interesting to see with that perspective how you're gonna dive into marketing for your brand because you're gonna have to constantly be or hire someone to be
Yeah,
on
which is why right now
Instagram.
we probably make a post like once a month or once every couple of weeks because I have not yet found that rhythm because one, for me, I've never used Instagram like that. Like for me, Instagram has always been just like, oh, pretty pictures and creative outlet versus anything else. And now it's like a resume for people, and like people are posting 5 times a day, and like they feel obligated to post 5 times a day. And I just like want my audience, like I think they kind of know that you're not gonna get 5 times a day from me. Like you're not gonna get that consistent weekly. Because I just don't do that. That's not me. And
Uh,
I want my things to remain authentic, and like I that constant, I can't keep up. And I think it's exhausting. And I think like just being a creative, I think people who aren't creatives, they think it's easy. And I'm like, it's not. Creating Instagram content is not easy. And I think I want people to understand that it's not easy. Like
uh,
you have to plan like in advance. Like if you're a brand, you like today I have to have like things for next month planned already. Like it's not easy, and you have to come up with new ideas. And right now, for example, like me, I have only the beard oil and the comb. How many how many Instagram posts can I make? Like how many different ways can I promote it? So I'm just like, you know what? You're gonna get what you get when you get it as of right now, because as of right now it's just me. Like I do everything. I
mhm.
make them, I do the marketing, I do the designs, I do everything. So I'm like, right now it's just me. So you're just gonna get what you get. But eventually I do have to like kind of steamroll the whole marketing thing. Hopefully when we get more products, or hopefully when COVID's over and I can get more photos and just get a team of people to help me. But like
Yeah,
right now I'm like, because it's me, you're just gonna get what you get when you get it, because I don't believe in like over burning out myself. Like
absolutely.
I don't believe in that. So I'm
I
gonna
know.
roll at my own pace.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. 'Cause one of my brands is called Hawk Renaissance, and that's a part
Mm-hmm.
of this actually because this is the Renaissance Exchange. It's an extension of Hawk Renaissance, but I was operating the social media page, and it's what Hawk Renaissance is collaborating with different artists. But I expanded that to anybody pursuing their passion now.
Yeah.
But what I was doing on Instagram was reaching out to different artists, collaborating with them by posting their art on the page so they could get more promotion, boost their confidence, and just put them on a pedestal, which they deserve. So I found myself being consumed in that realm, and it was exhausting. Where, all right, I have to at least post twice a day, and then figuring out, all right, who am I going to post today, and then figuring out what am I gonna write in the
Captions
that
are hard.
the caption, yep, and
They're not easy.
then yep. So then making sure I have content for the week and stuff like
Yeah.
that, all of this planning. And I was like, okay. And then also looking up different pages that are similar to mine, and then now I'm comparing myself to others, which is draining in itself.
Yeah.
So then
And
once
I find myself doing that, that's when I take a step back from Instagram. Like once I
exactly,
find comparing myself, I'm like, all right, I gotta go for like at least 2 weeks because
exactly,
that's not okay. Like that's not why I'm here. That's not okay. Like my brand is my brand and I shouldn't be comparing it to like anybody else because my stuff is my stuff and like
exactly,
my me.
exactly.
It's so
So
weird. That's weird.
yeah, I ended up stepping away for about a month and a half for sure, just because of all of those things. It is exhausting psychologically, and that's not me. And so I know as the brand progresses, I'm going to hire an intern or hire someone to operate the social media page for sure, for sure. So, what got you into a bed elixir? How did you get there? Since we on this topic, I'm real
So
curious.
okay. So when I first started my eco-friendly journey years back, I was really into like DIY products and DIY everything and making my own things. Not so much anymore. Um, there are a few things I still DIY, but not so much. I'm just more clean ingredient. But a friend of mine was having an issue finding a beard oil that he liked, and in my job right now, I work with like beauty products and essential oils and things like that. So I was like, all right, let me see what I can whip up for you. So I did some research on like the best oils and things like that and whipped him up some a beard oil. And I mailed it to him and he loved it. He was like, yo, like he was at that point, he was buying like four. That was like his fourth one. And he was like, you need to sell this. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean I should sell this? Like, especially because at that point in my life, it was like post grad, and I was very like, I have an environmental degree and I have all this debt. I have to get an environmental job. Like, there's no way, like, I'm not getting an environmental. Like, I was very like, I have to get a specific job versus now I'm just like, whatever job is going to pay these bills because my plan is so different now that like my head place is different. But I was like, what? So I was like, fine, I'll sell it, I guess. So I made an Etsy page and it still wasn't like, I wasn't really, it was basically me basically like half-assing. I was just like, all right, whatever. We're in the middle of COVID. I need some little extra cash. Like, I'll just make an Etsy page. And then I was like, okay, now I have to take this seriously because I'm making an Etsy page. I have to make labels, and the ball just started rolling. And then the Etsy page was made, sales were made, and then this brand Package Free, which the owner behind Package Free, when I, like I said, started my eco-friendly journey, she was one of the people I looked up to. She's like one of the like OG YouTubers, and she was on YouTube explaining how she was going like zero waste and stuff. She hit me up, so it's completely full circle, and was like, your beard oil looks amazing, your brand looks amazing, like we want your product in our store. And sent them over my stuff. They loved it. And now my beard oil is in Package Free on their website and in their store in Brooklyn and on my personal website, which I'm still like in the progress of working on. But then I have the Etsy page. But I honestly, I don't even know. Like, that's just how we got here. I don't know how we got here, but we did. And it's working and it's successful. So like I'm just going with it versus before I was stressing myself out because I had a plan in my head and it wasn't working. And because it wasn't working, I was like, oh, I'm a failure. But now I'm just like in a completely different realm that's like working for me. So here I am with Nori Bo.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's a part of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's a part of it. You know, you're constantly going to be faced with adversity, and your success is contingent upon how you deal with that adversity. So I'm glad that you're not giving up on yourself, and just the whole concept and who you are as a person is perfect for you. It's super
I think
perfect.
that I'm starting to realize that too. Like I'm starting to like realize like, oh no, like your degree is not a waste. Like this actually works for you. It's just in a different way. Cause I think in my head, because when I was going to school, they drilled it like environmental is like very sciencey only, and it's not. Like there's so many other environmental aspects besides like science. I can't hear you right now.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? And the fact that like this huge environmental company picked up my brand, I was like, whoa, like you're legit. Like you're legit, especially because they have so many hoops and regulations about who they work with. So like the fact that they work with me, like for me in my head, like just solidifies my brand as being even more eco-friendly than before, just because they're so hard and they're so hard to work with. But there I am, like Noribo is in package free, and now I'm trying to working on getting it other places. But I'm
It,
excited. I don't know.
you should be. You should be absolutely, and you're definitely gonna be a guest speaker at Brockport. They're gonna bring you in. You're gonna give an
I
amazing speech. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to. You are the founder.
I mean, I hope so, just because I want other people, like, I want people to realize that there's like other career paths, like, because I when like I said, when you graduate, they make it seem as if like you have to do field work, you have to do like environmental aspect, like whatever inspection, but there's literally so many other like niches that need to be filled, and I don't know, I'm just really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And just because it's not the traditional
Yeah,
approach, you still get to learn explain and dive into the concepts of what
yeah,
you learn foundationally.
and because it's crazy.
But
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Go ahead.
now I'm curious on if anybody can grow a beard. Like with the
Yeah.
product, can you put it on anywhere?
I mean,
Like
yeah, I use
why
it.
the beard?
I use it for my hair, but I wouldn't say it's gonna grow your beard. What happens is that like your beard is really genetic. Like that's what it comes down to. Like I don't think any product is really gonna grow your beard. It can help, especially if you don't really have a beard uh care routine. But it really comes down to genetics. But um I've realized a lot of guys don't actually moisturize their beards. Like a lot of guys don't actually like shampoo and like condition and like moisturize their beards. And I've had a lot of guys who've used my product and been like, yo, my beard hasn't been this soft. I'm like, yeah, because you weren't like you weren't moisturizing, like you weren't doing
Yeah.
things. Yeah. And now their beards are getting fuller because when your beard's not moisturized, the hair is brittle and it just breaks off. So when you moisturize it, it grows. So there's like it aids in like moisture retention, like length retention, like all of that. It's really good stuff. All clean
That makes
ingredients.
that, that makes a lot of sense because there's not one time where I said to myself, "Let me moisturize
Because
my bed,"
you moisturize your hair in
like
your
at
head,
all.
right?
Yeah, so sometimes it trickles
Yeah.
down.
So literally, your facial
Yeah,
hair literally should be treated as like the hair on your head. Like you should literally be like washing, like when you wash your face, you should really be like getting in there and like scrubbing. Like they have beard shampoos. I'm debating whether or not I want to add a beard shampoo and conditioner to my line, but they have beard shampoos and
add
conditioners. Yeah,
diversity.
there's beard shampoos and conditioners that
Hmm.
what are nice because they're different from regular shampoos and conditioners because they like regular shampoos are they're gonna strip all the oils and stuff from your hair versus the shampoos for beards and things like that don't. They still keep it in there, so it's a little bit like less harsh. But you really should be washing the hair on your face and combing through it. Like, get one of my combs, use the oils and literally distribute it. Like, take care of your face. Like, take care of your face.
Absolutely.
That's, guys are
So
welcome.
you said you have a comb and you
Okay,
have
yeah.
oil,
And there's gonna be a beard
and
balm.
you're potentially
The beard balm is for like
and there's gonna be
a
a
beard
what?
balm for thicker beards. So it's gonna be thicker for thicker beards, and if you have like if you need a little bit of hold, So there'll be like a little bit of beeswax in there to like give you like hold for guys who like want a little bit hold in shape. But that's coming soon.
Mm. Okay. Okay, that's super dope. And then potentially the shampoo.
Shampoos, I have to work on that. I need to do my research. But I definitely like in like the end goal is that it would be a kit, like a complete beard kit in like
Mm.
a really dope pouch. I'm still debating on the pouches because my brand is eco-friendly. I want like the best material pouch, but I also want a pouch that's going to be durable. So I'm still looking at materials.
Mm.
But I want it to be a pouch and just a whole entire kit because I feel like a lot of guys don't really have toiletry bags. Do you guys have toiletry bags? Like, or you guys just like throw?
A toiletry
Yeah,
bag?
like when you like go sleep overnight somewhere, like do you have like a bag of like you just throw your things in? What do you put your like toothbrush?
Yeah. I put it in my bag and I put a little tissue around it and my
Such a
deodorant
guy. See, like
and
you need like a bag. Like you need like a bag of like your personal care things. Like so, which is why I want to get like a creative bag for you guys, and it'll have like your beard kit, your toothbrush, and you can put whatever personal stuff and throw it in your backpack on the go.
okay. I I mean that sounds legit if it comes in a bundle because I wouldn't just go out and buy that.
Nah, it would be like a bundle.
So,
So I mean, it would be a bundle. So you'd have a bundle option, but then you also have individual options if you already have the bag and you just need to like refill your beard oil or you lost your comb or whatever. But there's always going to be a
yeah.
option. Yeah.
Okay. That's legit. Okay. I see it happening for sure. And then with the logo on it, I'm thinking like some form of leather, brown.
That's what
We going through the
I'm
logistics.
thinking too.
Wait,
Something.
say that again.
I was thinking leather too, but I don't know. We'll see. It'll be cool.
I mean, it's something to look forward to. So you name one woman that like you were looking up to at that time.
Hmm.
Is there any other role models that you have in your life or had in your life?
Um, this is funny, but I this is really basic. I really love Rihanna. Why?
Okay,
Okay, but here's why. Because
I'm listening.
like she literally like her confidence for me is what like makes her appealing. Like she has the balls to do any and everything and like I just like appreciate women who are outspoken and like speak for themselves and like stand up for themselves and like she's just like a boss bitch. Like I love like I love her. Um
Absolutely.
do I have
Yeah,
role
she.
models? To be honest, I don't really look up to people. I there are people I adore, but I don't think there's anyone that I genuinely look up to. I think it's more of like I respect these people, but I honestly don't have like role models, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense because with a role model, you are trying to
Yeah,
emulate the things that they're
yeah,
doing. So that's
yeah,
not what you're talking about. You may see something that you adore, like you said, but you're not trying
yeah.
to really
There are
incorporate
qualities, yeah,
that
there's just qualities
into.
in people that I just completely respect, but I don't think I have an actual like I
Yeah,
can pinpoint a role model. But I love Rihanna. She's just her comment
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. She's super dope, and again, like you said, it's more of her
Yeah,
characteristics that you like, and because she has the confidence to interact in the world the way she does, that could potentially help you on how you're interacting in the world.
literally.
Hmm. Yeah, that's dope. So I was doing some
Mhm.
research, and I'm curious about Billie Holiday.
What about her?
How how much do you listen to her?
It's too much. At my job, we have to have it on like an oldie station. So I probably listen to like
Mm,
I hear Billie Holiday maybe like 3 hours a day. Like yeah, and to the
Billie.
point that like I actually like it. So if it's like nighttime,
Mm,
I'll come home and put on like Billie Holiday or I'm like
okay.
old jazz or something. But like yeah, maybe about like four
I'm
hours of Billie Holiday.
Do you have a favorite song or favorite songs?
Where's my, hold on. Let's see. What do I like on here? What did I play recently? There's Dream a Little Dream of Me. And I didn't know what time it was.
Okay. Okay. I don't know those ones. Like I listened to a couple of her songs, but I don't know those. I'll have to look it up and see what they're about. My favorites were Blue Moon. That one is super dope just because of the piano. It has the sax in it as well. And then the connection to nature. And I think within that song, she was talking about her being like an outcast in my mind, or her not having a dream or something like that. But then the moon just understood her,
Mm-hmm.
and then she had like this great into like this great relationship with the moon. So that was one of my favorites. Another one, Strange Fruit. That one
Really good.
is it's sad, but powerful because it's explaining the like the reality about people in this in the South during slavery and stuff. But it's extremely descriptive, and those visuals aren't good at all. But it's important for our people to hear those things for sure.
I actually, what's funny
Yeah.
with Billie Holiday, because I pretty much hear her at work. I really haven't sat with her lyrics yet. Now you make me want to go like see
Mm,
her lyrics.
yeah. I mean, she's definitely a legend in her respect, especially the time period. Like her time period is actually my favorite era for our people. That was during the Harlem Renaissance.
Mhm.
She and it was so imperative for her to do what she did because women weren't even in that realm of confidence. They could sing and have all these abilities, but for her to be outspoken like that, it was really important time in history for sure. I'm all about that.
Definitely.
All about that. So you have this deep connection with nature,
Yeah.
and and another thing that I researched about you is crystals, and you walking around with crystals in your pocket. What's that about?
Um, I really like crystals. I started using crystals maybe 7 years ago. I like them for decorational. Do I actually believe they do anything? I don't know. I think it's kind of like for me and things like that, it's like a very like a placebo thing. Like if you believe it works for you, it works for you. And if you don't believe it's not gonna work, then it's not gonna work kind of a thing. But I just really like having crystals. I have crystals hanging in my car. I think it's like a clear quartz hanging. When you walk into my room, there's some like selenite by the door, so it kind of cleanses your energy as you walk in. I personally think that they add some vibes and frequency because anytime anyone's ever in my space, they're just like your room just screams calm, which that's the I curated my room for that specifically. But I have crystals everywhere. Like there's crystals by my computer, because your computer emits negative ions. So black tourmaline tends to reflect that. Um, I mean, I think I like them. They're a person. I mean, it's personal. It's like a personal thing. They either work for you or they don't, kind of a thing.
You're you're extremely humble because you're trying to make it seem like you don't know a lot about crystals and they're just something regular, but you have a deep understanding
Like
of
my
them and its
so I
benefits.
have like a little book, and every time I buy a crystal, so I buy crystals based on like I'll go to a crystal shop or wherever I'm at, and whatever I feel like I'm drawn to is what I'm gonna get. I don't believe like having
Mm,
I need this crystal and like specifically going out for it. I don't think that's how it works. It's supposed to be what you're drawn to in that moment. And then when I buy that crystal, I'll then go home and then like do my research and like write down like what crystal it is, what is it made out of, can I, because some crystals you can't put in the sun, like your rose quartz, if you put that in the sun the color's going to go away. So like certain crystals you just can't have out. Certain crystals shouldn't be next to each other. Where's the best place to put certain crystals? So I'll just do my research and like get to know the crystal and meditate on it and sage it and like you're make sure like the energies are like are interacting, like this is my crystal at this point. But yeah.
Wow. That's that's profound. Just your understanding of energies and frequencies and then their relationship.
Yeah, I don't
So
like to call myself
it's
what's that word that everyone likes to say? An empath. I don't like to say that, but I'm
a
an empath
what?
when people are like, "Oh, I feel everyone's energies." Yeah,
Empath.
I don't like to call myself
Oh,
that, but I'm
okay.
really in tune to like people's energies, my own energies. I'm really in tune to the point that like I'll meet people and I'm like, something's off about you, and I just won't mess with you just because you just rubbed me the wrong way. Uh, I'm really
Yeah,
like I'll know something's up even if like you don't verbally say something's up to me, but like I'll feel it in my gut that something's up. Like there'll be like a switch, and I'm like, there's something wrong here because I can feel it. So
absolutely.
I'm really in tune to that.
That's that's
I think
super
we all can
dope.
be.
And
I think we all can. It's just tapping in.
yes, it is. It's totally tapping in. Do you know what the chakras are?
Not all. I'm still doing like research. Even like with that, I try to associate my crystals with each chakra. Try to figure
Mm,
out which one is which. But I've kind of dabbled in it, but not completely. Like I haven't like gone and picked up a book just because there's so many books out there and they're all kind of it's just finding the right book. I feel little books like books can be a little bit misleading since there's so many crystal
yep.
books and crystal Bibles and chakra Bibles and all these things now. So one day
Yeah.
I'll
I see.
research.
I see exactly where you're coming from. I'm I'm not totally aligned with the chakras, but I have some good foundational understanding of it. So it depends on where you want to start from. If we're talking from the bottom up, we have the root
It's like your
chakra,
sacral,
then
right?
going up.
Your root chakra is your sacral. Chakra.
So that,
Is that
no, no, that's the next chakra.
your right? Okay.
That's the second one. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
sacral, and then going up is the solar plexus,
Mm-hmm.
and then going up is the heart slash chest, and then going up is the throat chakra. Going up is the third eye. Going up is the crown. So that's the basic seven, and
More,
then there's a color associated.
right?
Hmm?
Because there's more than seven, right? Because I think in like my yoga books they said there's more than seven, but like the main ones are just those seven.
Absolutely. So it all depends on your understanding and or where you're getting that information from. Because sometimes they say it's 32. Some people say it's 8 because there's a ka like that. That's the next one, like right above the crown and stuff. So yeah, there's different ones, and that's why I'm real foundational. And I understand like there's a relationship with each chakra and a body part correlated with it as
Yeah.
well, and it has its own mini brain,
Yeah.
just because how the plexus of neurons operate in each area,
Yeah.
um, and there's a color associated with each one
Yeah. Because I've
as
seen
well.
bracelets and they have like chakra bracelets with different colors.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, definitely dive into it. Like I feel it correlates with you for sure in your understanding of things, and that
I
could just
yeah,
progress.
I had started to because in college I had was like crazy like depressed, and then I was having like body pains and could not like I went to the hospital like to the ER like 3 times. They could not figure out like I would have a fever, I would have body pains and chest pains, and they couldn't figure out why. And it was literally just all stress because you hold like I'm one of those people, I hold all the stress like in my body. So it's like it was all just like literally all my like there were chakras that were blocked that were then resulting in external like body pains just because of blocked energetic chakras. And it's just like
Absolutely.
Like that's absolutely insane.
I actually did this meditation one day in the summer with a group of friends who are real conscious and into that realm. And it was, well, they were sharing that we, like you were saying, that we have stress, all this anger, resentment, all these different forms of trauma that's within our body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's a certain mantra, there's a certain breathing technique that you can do to release it. We were doing it in the park, and it ended up leading to me screaming at the top of my lungs, releasing it, and like it untensed my body, and it put me into this whole other dimension, and it was profound. I felt my body vibrating for sure. Once I remember what it is, I'll send it to you for sure. For
I've straight
sure.
up like I remember one point I straight up, like cried after meditation, like straight up, just because like I realized how much I wasn't breathing. Like you, when you're tense and you're just dealing with shit and you're just going through things, you realize how much like you're not actually breathing. To the point that when I started to do breathing exercises, it would hurt initially, just because my body wasn't used to intaking so much oxygen. And it's just like, oh, why does this hurt? Like just because you're just not used to breathing. It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you vibrate at a very high frequency, so kudos to that and your understanding of things. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, or what is your dream?
My dream, my dream is to literally disappear. Like the dream is to make money to disappear. Like I like ideally I would live somewhere near a city but not in a city. Like I want chickens and like I want a little koi fish in my backyard. Like a pond in my backyard. I want a horse or two. Like I just want to disappear. I just want to make money and disappear and live quietly somewhere. Like I would if it was up to me, if I didn't have a business, I'd be off social media like completely. Like I just want to be off the grid and just traveling and quietly living somewhere. That's it.
I feel you. I feel you. Sound like Left Eye
Yeah.
for
That's really
sure.
all I want to do is just like live peacefully somewhere quietly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're taking the steps to do that. Like you have your own business that's
Yeah.
constantly gonna grow, and the more money you bring in, the more you have time. Well, depending on if you self-employed or entrepreneur is a difference. And once you have that cash flow, passive income, you could do stuff like that
I
for
just
sure.
want ease. I just want to live a life of complete ease.
Do you have any books that you would recommend to others that are diving into the realm you're diving into?
Um, um, you're making me look. I have two, which I really, really love. No problem. So I actually have three. They're all kind of like mindful books. I'm
Okay,
trying to move away from mindful books this year. I want to actually read books. I feel like I've been reading mindful books like, for 2 years straight. Um,
that's good.
it's good, but like I miss reading just for fun, not to like uncover something. Like I want to like read
Understandable.
a novel or something sad or I don't know, something of fantasy. Like
Okay.
I'm like tempted to just go reread Harry Potter again just because I've been reading so many mindful books. But this one is It's Not Supposed to Be This Way, which is about finding unexpected strength when disappointments leave you shattered.
Mm.
I liked it just like so she talks about like a lot of her life. Oh, I've been looking for this bookmark. I have a Dumbledore bookmark. I've
Wow,
been
that's
looking
dope.
for it forever. Um, she kind of just goes through like all of the tragic and just horrible things that go on in her life, but then like basically talks about like bad things don't last forever.
Yes.
And at like the end of each chapter, there's like a little review thing that she makes you do. So it's like, remember so and so, and she goes over like her bullet points of like that specific chapter. And it's like a Christian based book, so it has like what you call it, has chapters in here for you to read and things. And then there's like a reflection center, and then it's just like, I like it. It's just reminds you that literally like things get better and like things aren't always crazy. I really like It Didn't Start With You. This is about how inherited family trauma shapes you. Which, yeah, this one is really good just because it makes you kind of just reflect on your whole life and like why you are the way you are, and why you might like certain things, why you might not like certain things, why certain things happen to you, why you allow certain things to happen to you. And honestly, a lot of it is family trauma related. Like what people don't understand is that like you do things in life. I'm a firm believer in karma. You do things in life, but your karma doesn't necessarily might come back to you personally. It might just carry on a generation and affect the next person. And that's how traumas and cycles start. And like I'm in a point where like there's not so many things, but there are things in my life that I'm like, I want that to end with me, and I don't want that to like go on to my kids. So it's like I'm trying to improve myself for myself, but also for the sake of my future kids.
Okay. That's powerful.
So this one's by Mark Wolin. And then this is Pieces Every Step. It's like a mindful book. And I just like would randomly open to like some random chapters. So basically in the mornings, I try not to be on my phone. So I'll wake up. I have this app called Simple Habit. And there's like meditations. They have like a meditation like in bed that I do for 5 minutes. They have a bunch of meditations. It's really cool. But I will do a meditation, and then I'll try to like read something. I'll try to journal. So this is typically by my bedside sometimes, and I'll just like open up a page, and it'll be like talking about walking meditations or different ways you can be a little bit more alert. That's not like, because not everyone can do like a sit down cross leg meditation. Like that doesn't work for everyone. So there's different ways. It shows you different ways to be mindful. It gives you conscious breathing techniques. It just kind of encourages you to be present and in the moment. It talks about transforming your feelings and just like being one with your feelings, and like how to pillow pound. If you need to get rid of some anger, like go pillow pound your pillow. It talks about living together with other people. It talks about sadness. Like it talks about just everything. It talks about blaming never helps anyone. Like deal with your crap. Don't blame people. Things that happen to you. But these are really good books. Really good books.
Wow. Those are good. I like the last one for sure. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's by Thich Nhat Hanh. Looks like this guy.
Every step. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So a part of what we do with the Renaissance Exchange is this last question. And it is, if you could identify with any animal, what would it be and why?
It'd be an elephant.
An elephant.
Elephant or a whale. Those are my two favorites, and they're just so peaceful and just like quiet. Like, I mean, you only really hear elephants when they're like making a little bit of noise, but you really don't hear them. Their matriarchs run the whole show. Like they're run by like a woman. Well, you really call a female elephant a woman? No, but I mean a female elephant. She runs the whole herd, and they're just big and they're so pretty, and just I love elephants. Like I think they're the best animals on the planet. I'm so sad that their populations are declining because people keep killing them. And then whales, they're just, I love the sound of like whales, like whale calls, songs. They're just
have their own language.
It's literally the whole language, and they just quietly just swimming through the ocean, just They're quiet. Like they're just so peaceful and just big, and I don't know. It'd be
So,
one of those.
so what I've heard out of those two, quietness, peacefulness, leadership,
Yes.
and being gigantic,
And just being big because I'm
being
small.
big.
I'm small.
Okay. I like that. I like that. So tell people where they can find your stuff, social media, anything you want to share with them.
Okay, so you can find me personally on Nori on Instagram, no IE or Y. And then you can find the brand on Instagram, I think Twitter and Facebook, Nori Bo, Noieory Bo. And that's where you can find me.
Absolutely. I'll make sure to have the link in the
Yeah.
video. Hmm.
And then the Instagram pages will be the link to the Etsy shop if you want to purchase any of my products.
Right. I appreciate your time. This was
Yeah,
a
thanks.
pleasure. You dropped a lot of gems.
Hey,
All
this
right.
is
So enjoy the Cali life. It's what is it? It's like 12 out there.
it's literally 12. I have the whole day to do God knows what. But it's my day off, so I might go sleep.
Do your thing. But again, thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Take care.